Hello, hello. This is Orlando here.
Hi, this is me.
Yeah, that's
Try it
Kaz for
again.
you. And this is Late Night Right. Needless to say, I'm very happy that Kaz can actually be on tonight.
Yeah. Yes, it's been yeah,
Well, as long as your
interesting
internet holds
time.
up, we'll be good.
Lighting the shadow.
Yeah,
Da,
yeah.
da, da,
Moon
da,
in the
da.
shadows, huh?
Well, we're hoping that the tech stuff works. I've changed computers, so let's see how that happens. See what happens with that. So,
Mm-hmm.
anything we want to talk about, Orlando?
Yeah, yeah,
Something to
yeah, yeah.
chat about?
Yeah, we want
Uh,
anybody who's doing the watching and checking things out to hit the like button and subscribe and all those goodies.
yep. Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that way we'll have good stuff to tell people and teach them.
Mm.
I think that'll be
Mm.
the funnest one.
Yeah. Well, we just talked for about an hour solid about movie making, etc., etc. And we get
Mm-hmm.
here, and today we're going to pick up the script, the screenwriting, the movie length.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Definitely.
just do a bit of backtrack on that. It's called, what's it called? Complex, that's right.
Complex.
And yeah, got so far into it, which is good, and setting up a lot of the things, answering a few questions between ourselves. Um, there will be changes as we go along, and this is a rough job, but that's great to get your first draft. Just starting out. You're going to enjoy the ride.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yep, yep, yep. That's exactly what's going to happen. And
Mm,
I know there's a lot of um, a lot more detail we have to get into. Heavy duty,
mm, yeah.
and that way we'll be able to really kick things into gear
Mm-hmm.
and get us into the real push when it comes down
Yeah.
to the all the in-depth um, tech
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
do the tech and the work out with the how he's going to build things out,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's going to be the biggest thing that we're going to be pushing through
Mm.
and getting all done.
Mm-hmm.
So
So far, we've
that's going to be a
established
lot of
our
fun.
characters. Yeah. Established our characters that we're going to be dealing with, the main ones.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know. And we started from absolutely nothing, and um, we're talking about a 10-minute town where you're not allowed to leave that town. And this
That's
is what
right.
we've built up so far, right?
Well, at least
And
not. At least you can't leave
therefore, that's
without permission.
illegal. Hmm, that's right. And so we have some shady characters and some good guys, which is a bit of a family and friends of family, and they all work in the same place, which we've named it. What is it again? Imagine.
The complex.
No, not the name of that. The name of the company, Inc. Maggie Inc. I think.
Imagery.
It doesn't really matter, but it's about tech and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's imagery.
Mm, yeah, there you go. She knows everything. I love that.
Well, I had to go hunt it up last week and to make sure I had the right name.
Yeah, and I read it again today, and then I
Um,
forgot. Yeah.
well, yes, but it's
It's
in
not
one.
important, is it? We had
I
to just
I
label
know, but it's
everything,
in one header. That's it. So,
Yeah, that it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So we see a shot of that, and the one thing is what we've been talking to roughly as well. Everything that we write for the camera, and that's how
mm,
we see it through the eyes of the camera. And
always.
that, if you're starting out, start thinking about what the camera will be seeing, and that's what you write into your script. Only what. And all
Hmm.
your subtext will be still there, all of those things. But
Yeah, it's
because
literally
that comes with
what is
the
seen, what
dialogue.
is heard.
Yeah. Mm. That enhances your characters and your story and adds layers, things like that. But always remember, you're writing for the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Totally.
If that's what you see on the screen.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and the whole point is you camera angles, all this stuff. No, that doesn't come until a shooting
Exactly.
script, and
Mm.
it's generally not the writer that puts them in.
Mm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So we
So
are doing this.
so
Okay.
you write it up to the best of your ability to make sure that whoever does have to put in those camera angles
Yeah.
knows exactly where you want that camera to be.
Yeah. Not that you're doing their job, but you should be doing it for yourself, for your to writing it properly and
That's right. The
well
visual you
well
see in your
read
head,
too.
yeah, the visual you see in your head, you should be able to put on that paper so that somebody else sees the same visual.
Yeah. And who's
That's
going to
the thing.
read it will be who makes the decision makers,
Hmm.
which is going to be a director, a producer, or both. And they both have to kind of okay things or something like that because there's the money behind the producer and the director. Maybe,
Well,
maybe
it's
not, but
generally the
he's
director
the
and
artist.
sometimes, I know, but it's
Mm,
generally the director and sometimes camera
yeah,
that sets up
that
all
well,
those angles
and that is
all those
why, yeah,
lineups are going to be.
exactly, and that's why you're writing it for all of them to understand what you're trying to tell the story of.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
mm,
Unlike a book, unlike a book,
yeah,
you're trying to
yeah.
aim people's eyes
That
at a certain thing.
that that your action lines will be telling you that part of the
Mm-hmm.
story.
Mm-hmm.
The camera will do this. The camera will do that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do.
And of course your subtleties and your subtext all comes into play when you're what
Dialogue.
you're seeing is not what the character is saying
That's right.
yet.
Yes. Yes. And
And
that's
that's
why I
all it is.
said
That's all it is.
mm,
Once the
the
story is down,
subtext
then you do the
must
dialogue,
be
and
in there
they could be saying
somewhere.
anything as long as they're physically doing what they need to be doing for the story. But they could be talking
Yeah.
about anything.
Well, that is it too. With every
Hmm.
scene that you do is that which I learned from Hal screenwriting you. I love screenwriting you. Best, please. Anyway, so was it every scene um, you need the essence of it. If you don't have the essence of it, then you don't need that scene, things like that. Right? I didn't say
Well,
that
yeah, if the
properly.
scene doesn't have a purpose of moving the story forward, it doesn't belong.
Yes, big, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, but
You
that's
must
not
have a
that
real,
that doesn't have anything to do with subtext.
yeah, that's right. Nothing to do with subtext.
Yeah, but that's one
Anyway,
of those things that you just lay in as you go. That's
yeah,
why something
yeah.
like Pulp Fiction I mean,
Uh,
they're talking
I
about
love that.
everything except what
Mm,
they're doing when they're pulling guns out of the
yeah,
trunk and all this. They're talking about
yeah,
coffee or hamburgers or something,
yeah, yeah. I know.
right?
I love that.
That
Yeah.
is subtext
Boom. Yeah. You're talking to, yeah, yeah.
because what they're
That,
doing has nothing to do with what they're saying. And that's how a lot of people literally are.
Pulp
People really
Fiction,
don't talk
prime,
on the nose. They just don't.
prime example. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
like
some
that.
might, but I mean, that's not the majority. The majority of
Mm,
people are doing something, this, that, or whatever, while at the same time they're talking to you, which has nothing to
mm,
do with what it is they're doing.
that's right.
I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
unless you're talking about you're folding laundry and you're telling somebody how to fold laundry, that's okay. That's not subtext then, because you
Mm,
are literally doing what you're
right.
saying.
Yeah. 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 And it's building their characters, what kind of characters these people are. Like when they shot those young people, they were talking about, French, like Big Mac or something like that. And they did all that, and they're on the way to kill,
Oh, you're
walk
talking
into
about
the
Pulp Fiction.
room, and they were talking about everything else but what they're about to do, and then
Okay,
boom,
they were talking
bang.
about the amazing coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Having a normal conversation, if you like to call it a normal one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of stuff that, and that was a hit. So if you can write like that, who wrote it? Tarantino. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but the thing is, if your movie calls for that to that
mm,
extreme, you know,
yeah,
because there's
yeah.
different extremes of subtext, and that's where your subtleties
That's
come in. How subtle is it, or how blatant is it? And there's
yeah.
a whole variation in there that you
Mm,
can play with. Like some
mm,
people might be more subtle than other people. Some might be,
mm-hmm.
up, up to a 10 when it comes to
That's right.
being the
Mm,
reverse of everything they say.
mm, mm. Oh,
And
that's
that's
sure.
100% contradictory, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So what kind of
yeah.
character does that make that person? Usually
Mm.
a big liar.
That's the thing with that scene in where they did all what we just talked about,
Hmm.
and they just pop someone, and then someone else who talks. That's it. I'm talking to you. No, bang. Well, yeah, and back to the conversation. This is the thing where you're not supposed. Like they made me laugh. In a funny way when somebody's just got shot. That's the emotional effect that you have in the
Yes.
writing thereof.
Which makes killing people seem like it's a lighthearted thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And what do you call is that black humor? Definitely
Oh yeah.
gallows humor.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
I think it's a reaction from the audience, isn't it? Like, oh, maybe then you check yourself. I'm not supposed to be laughing, but it is funny. But that's also a surprise factor as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Not expecting that to happen.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
And that's why they're
yeah,
talking like that right from the time they're in their vehicle.
yeah.
They're
And,
joking
and
with
that's a
each other and
punctuation mark.
having this
Yeah,
conversation about food and all that. And then once they're
mm,
up there, they're talking about coffee. And the last thing
yeah,
you expect them to do is what they did,
yeah,
which of course
yeah.
is,
It's just like, uh,
I know, but that's what you
it's,
want in a screenplay. You do not want people to be expecting.
but it was also character building,
Yep.
showing the those people with men with guns,
What's more
what
important to
they are
them?
used. Yeah, you don't have to say like exposition about, oh yeah, what do you do? Oh, I'm a murderer. You don't do that. You
Y-
don't. I'm a hitman. And act. Your
Yeah.
dialogue and you this and you put it together in that mix. It just makes it special in a way
Yes.
that you that the writer is trying to do something different.
Well, and the
That's how,
thing is,
how he
the
saw it.
way,
Yeah.
also the way they were acting. made the other two guys react differently than if they had
Yeah.
come in with guns blazing, which would have
Mm,
been the standard,
mm, yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right. That's that's
So
true.
that got
Yeah.
flipped on its head, literally, right
Their
there.
interaction.
The two other guys were completely disarmed mentally and
Yeah.
physically by how these
Yeah.
guys were acting.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
know, so
pretty
I mean that
cool.
is
All of that.
playoff between
Mm.
your antagonist protagonist type
Yeah.
of characters, right?
But the point is too that we get to like the murderers, and that's our end result too. You know, in a way, we like, oh, these are interesting characters. I
Well,
don't
they might be
hate
interesting,
them
but
because
that doesn't mean you
it's just,
necessarily like them. But I mean, they.
oh, I don't know. I like them when I
Mhm.
watched it. I thought this
Yeah,
is
I know, but
cool.
I'm
I
just
like
saying.
them.
I'm just
I
saying.
like the characters.
Everybody's
Oh,
different. Everybody likes different things. That's all.
okay. How about if I put it this way? I like their characterizations. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
They
say.
always had a good, quick wit going between them.
Yeah, from a writer's point of view, if I was typing all that stuff, I'd be giggling. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Wow. I think this
totally
is going to
throwing
work. Yeah.
because you're totally throwing off the scent
Mm,
of where this would normally lead and how it
exactly.
would normally lead
Yeah.
that way. Getting rid of the
That's right.
stereotype.
That's right. So Tarantino, he seems to go for the surprise in a scene. Surprise
Yeah,
when you're not
when you're
expecting
talking
it.
those kind of that
Even
kind
in
of
other movies that he's made, what you don't
yes.
expect. He puts it in there. Yeah,
Well,
that's a choice. The
and that
writer
should be
does.
in every script.
Mm, yeah.
You shouldn't be able to tell what's going to happen in the story
Well, that
in the
yeah,
first
in a
5 minutes of
general
the movie.
sense.
There should be
Mm,
surprises in there that you don't see coming, because otherwise,
right.
it's just a boring movie
Mm,
because you already know the whole storyline.
mm,
It just depends who's
yeah.
doing what to who.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you think of all the other movies that you see, you have this expectation, A, by genre, and then B, by, you know, what normally, if it's a romance, where they don't kiss to the end, or if they do, it's a false step, and then they split up, and then they get back together for the end, that kind of thing, and that's expected.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, and that's all there in almost every movie, comedy,
Well,
romance, and
mm-hmm.
rom
Yeah,
com.
yeah, but see, but that in itself, at one time, was the surprise that they got
That
back
one, yeah,
together again.
yeah, that's right. But I
Right?
guess
At
we've
one point,
put
it
it
was a
more.
matter. Okay, when you broke up, that's it. It's done. You go romance with somebody else,
Mm, mm,
right?
right.
So that was at that time when those movies with them coming back together, they
Mm.
were the new way of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking that
Right
too.
now,
Yeah.
they're an old way again. It's their
Mm,
turn to be the old way.
yeah. But I will say something in favor of that in a way that we can yawn on, oh no, not another one. We know exactly what's going to happen. But late at night, you want to watch something that puts you to sleep. No, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is,
Oh
what
yeah.
I was going to say is, there is some comfort in the knowing of what's going to happen when it's not a drama, when it's not
Or
something else.
or
There's
thinking you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but it always does happen as you think it's going to happen, and it does happen that
Mm,
way.
well, see, that's where
No,
I would like.
if it isn't, then it's a different genre, isn't it? Right? Think about that.
I wouldn't think so. No. It just means the things are
I
going to
mean,
happen a different way. Things are going to happen a different way than what you expected. That doesn't
true, but
change
if
it
they
from being
don't,
a romance just because it doesn't work the way you think it's going to work.
well, I haven't seen one that I haven't already guessed what's going to happen. That's me,
Hmm.
but I will grant you this, that you could do a rom-com, you can do a romance, and but you start off, the formula is, I hate to use that word, but the girl has a bad guy to begin with, right? And he doesn't have an arc, and he remains a bad guy right to the end, and then they split up, and then she's happy, right? It still can be a rom-com.
It usually starts with boy meets
Tell me
girl.
that, or is it a different genre? That's my question.
Well, yeah, but I mean, most of them start with boy meets girl.
Yeah, well, that's usually two boys if it's from her point of view. Which
Well, it
one?
depends. There's been
Like
plenty of
you don't
romance.
know which one she's going to
There,
choose.
well, I don't even know why we're talking about romances because ours isn't one.
Well, we don't write romances either. It was just going to be,
No.
I don't know. Yeah, we did get off the track.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely,
No, I never
definitely not
write
my thing.
rom-coms. No, never.
Yeah,
Too boring
but
for me.
yeah, even Pulp Fiction was not a romance.
Mm. But I
You know,
am writing.
that was
Oh,
a that was a noir thriller.
mm, sometimes when I write, when we write, we don't always know the genre. Talking about genres
Mm. Yeah,
until
until the
we're
characters really tell us who they are. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm writing that book. Um, and I asked Grok. I said, this, that is in it. Tell me what genre do you think? He said it's a mythical romantasy. And that book, that story we've talked about, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in last year about it, and we couldn't figure out the genre. It's this got that, got this and that. And I thought, shit, I don't know which way story is going because I just write.
Mm-hmm.
I have a light plan, that's all. And I just write up the chapters and explain what I'm going to write about. Not talking about that anyway. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he come up with a mythical romantasy, which is romance and fantasy. So
Yeah.
I've
Well, I
got
think
all
we
those
got that. Yeah.
ingredients in it. Yeah.
It's mythology and fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said with romance. So they call it romantasy now. They've joined it up. So in
Yeah.
case
Well,
you
it's
didn't.
romance fantasy. If you're not writing a fantasy, then it's romance.
Well, I have fantasy, I have romance,
Well, that's
and I
right.
have the gods, the mythical gods in it.
That's right.
That's
But
what
I'm
he
just
said.
saying that's what your specific one is. That's not what they're all called.
Yeah, that's why we struggled over that. Remember when we talked about it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. But I think for now, yeah, I think we better be pulling up our script here and get to work.
And we've talked for 24 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
And we didn't get to your script, or the script, our script,
Well,
whatever.
right. That's why I'm going there now.
Yeah. And I'll talk while you get it up. And then
There you
we
go.
write. We
It's
write.
already there.
There it is. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. What are we in? Final draft and
Mm-hmm.
um,
And if you remember
complex
last
is the
week,
title so far.
mm-hmm. And if you remember last week, I had written a question here.
Hmm.
Do we want Michael's head recovered, or is he laying on the floor, or is laying on the floor good enough as they drive into an underground garage? Or
Okay.
maybe just having them in the garage and getting out of the van. So,
Okay.
instead of mussing about with covering his head and everything in the van, what we're gonna do is we are gonna literally take this to interior.
What page is that on?
Yeah,
I've got it
this
up on
is
Final
on right
Draft.
at the bottom of page 4.
Oh, okay. And there. Do we want Michael's head covered or re-covered?
Yep.
Which is needs a hyphen. He's laying on the floor. Good enough as they
So we
drive
get
in
rid of all of this stuff
around the
here.
garage. Yeah, we talked about this before we went to air.
Yeah, we talked about this before we came on, yes.
Yeah.
And that way we would know what we
Oh,
are going to be setting it up into.
hmm
Alrighty.
This is just an
So,
example of us questioning our own story, I suppose, trying to get the best out of it. Oh, are you still there?
mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I had this. I have the
Okay.
script up, and I can't see us anymore. So I can hear
Oh,
there.
okay. Okay.
Because of
Alrighty. So what?
the text, you know.
Okay. So what I have typed up is well, interior emoji in, and then where they're incorporated, and they're in the garage, and it's still daytime. Okay.
Hmm
So what we're going to see then is the van pulls into the large corporate lot and pulls into a stall near the elevator.
hmm
Alrighty. So we got the side door is pushed open from the inside.
If you want.
And okay, Gee is one.
Oh, it's just glazing then. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I got that wrong. Hang on.
Oh, oh, by the way, I loved Tyra last week. I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Tyra, if you are watching. You were great. Really loved it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Alrighty. All right. So what we have here in total here now is once the van is pulled in, the side door is pushed open from the inside, and Guy or Gee, depending, brings Michael out with his head once again covered. Alrighty. Hmm.
Is the sound good? Oh, no.
Alrighty. New action. So Guy goes to the elevator with Michael, and then Guy looks back at the van. And what we're gonna have now is that the passenger,
Mm.
clicks a button on his device, and that's yeah, okay. So in front of
Mm-hmm.
Michael and Guy, the elevator opens.
Kind of hypnotic watching you type.
Okay,
It's
so
kind of very
obviously,
peaceful and nice, yeah.
yeah. So uh, in front, Michael and Guy, the elevator opens.
It's very small.
And
Um,
then Guy pulls Michael into the elevator, which means we're not seeing the other two guys
where
anymore.
are you now? In the studio? Where are we? I know. I can't read it. It's too small.
No, we're on page 5.
In, what's it, boardroom, I meant to say.
No, we're going to be in the elevator now.
Oh, okay, yeah, the elevator. We're having that scene, aren't we? There, they take the hood off. Yeah, yeah. I actually like that bit.
And it's
Yeah.
daytime. And Guy is going to push the top button on the elevator. Once it gets moving, uh, you know,
Still can't.
do we want Michael to pull it off himself, or do we want Guy to?
Ah, who has command in here? Yeah. Um, he
How
does.
about
So he can be a little assertive, I feel. He,
Guy just says,
he'll,
"Okay, you don't need that anymore."
yeah, yeah, that can be changed later if something, if it doesn't work out that way.
Well, that's exactly right.
Everything's changeable, yeah, at this point in time. But yeah, because I
And
mean, he's
then,
just been lifted from
all
his
right,
lawn mowing,
and then
and he has no control.
Michael
He's going to
pulls the
fight
hood off
back.
his own head.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good line. Yeah, and that's what the camera's going to see. Um, so yes, um, yeah, because he wouldn't be happy, and at every any chance he would take that hood off, just come from the van into elevator.
Right. Okay. So what I did is, okay, Michael pulls off his hood,
Mm.
and he says, "Well, what's next?" And Guy says, "You'll see."
I'm trying. I can't see it now. That's yeah, I like that.
You know, and so, um, and I think I don't know. Do you want to leave it there? Because, I mean, we don't need to see them walking on the way to the boardroom, and we're not going to show the board members
No,
yet.
new scene. Yeah, yeah. Just that's
So
all
we
we
have,
need to see.
yeah,
Yeah,
so we have
whatever
Guy
the
that says,
dialogue.
you know, Michael says, what's next? And Guy says, you'll see.
Mm. It'd be like a what,
And then the next thing in in the outline, which I made a point of printing out so I don't have to go hunting for it.
mm, yeah,
Yeah, because we could put in a scene where Michael is, locked into a computer room, and he's got to work on that computer, and he's got his jobs he has to do, like his high
wait.
security type of thing.
Because after he's pulled the hood off his head,
Hmm.
what happened in the boardroom, and somebody else, someone higher up her,
Well,
told him
the thing
something.
is, we're not going to see the people who are in the boardroom at this time. They're introduced later
Okay,
because we are only on
okay.
page 4 here,
Yeah,
right?
no, that's right. Yeah, no,
We're
that's
only on
good.
page
Yeah,
or page
I'm
5, I should say.
just checking. Yep.
Hmm. So we could stop it actually right here if we want to,
Yeah, and skip to someone. Yeah, yeah.
and then
All
the
right.
next time we see anything about Michael, it's his phone that's on the boardroom table and is ringing.
Mm,
This is why we
uh,
have the super, 2 weeks later.
mm. Yeah, time skip. Yeah,
Hmm.
time. Yeah, did that.
And I think that would be the best way because even Michael does not know what he's in for
Yeah.
if we do it this way. If we go on and add another scene where we see him in the workshop, or and or whatever we're gonna lay him out doing,
Mm,
then there's no the suspense is gone.
mm. Okay.
And at this point, we go directly to Logan and the whole family there,
Jumped.
wondering what
Yeah.
the heck happened to Michael. And
I
we
like that.
it's
Yeah.
better the
There.
viewers don't know either at this point.
Mm. And we're introducing a family,
Hmm.
and this is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. And this
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
the
That's
all
needed
of this
too.
setup that's in
Mm.
here already, which is them discussing and trying to find out what happened to Michael, and then see here on page 8, then we have Michael's phone.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Oh, I see, on a bare slick
Yeah.
table, and the phone vibrates, right? So that's 3 pages
Uh,
later is where we see it. But in
mm,
between, we know other
mm,
people are wondering what happened to him,
mm,
what happened to the family.
mm. Because that in that scene, it kind of jumps to another scene and back here to the family, to the phone ringing thing. That
Hmm. Well, we
works.
well we've got well we've got Sean. Like, everybody
Mm.
waits while the phone rings, and of course, while the phone is
Yep,
ringing, that's when we see it on the boardroom table.
that's right. Yep.
And
That's the
from
thing. That's why I thought they were going to be in the boardroom.
and
And
that
it's Michael's phone that rings.
that's right. And that's when we have the discussion among the 4 people that are in there
Mm. Yeah.
about what they're going to do, which of course takes us back to Sean's Sean's house
Mm. Yeah.
and what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
And that
Leaving
was
it
just Sean,
alone.
and that was just Sean phoning work. But the fact
Mm.
is, Sean is shortly going to work.
Mm. Yeah.
So now Sean's going to be able to talk to the boss and some of the
Mm.
people around and find out, has anybody seen Michael? And how long has it
Mm.
been since you've seen Michael?
Yeah.
So now we're going to be getting into a different
And
corporation
what?
and a different setup of working.
Yeah.
More of a workshop type of layout rather than a corporate structure
Mm-hmm.
like that. We will be working more with a hands-on and um, physical product,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
A physical production, building, um, different stuff that is made because they're basically going into um, a mill of a sort.
Mm.
They make specific parts for this, that, or whatever, right? So I mean,
Mm.
it's not quite assembly line, but parts of it sort of are.
Mm. Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff they do is specialty stuff, right? Is what I'm
Yes.
getting, is what I'm thinking of anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you're working with, they're working with all the things that you would need to build networks,
Mm.
but also to build the physical stuff you need for the networks on the outside.
Yeah.
Your
Mm.
electronic hubs and all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of
Mm.
things is what they're making.
Mm. Yeah.
Like they could build a whole complete building that would be completely 100% Wi-Fi,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Because they're the ones who build the components and the physical hardware to
Mm.
do the job.
Yeah.
At least that's
Okay.
that's the type of um, that's the type of company I'm thinking it should be.
Okay.
And of course, they would require people like Sean and Michael who have that type of tech experience, but can also work on the physical product as well.
Mm. Mm.
If you know what I mean.
Yep.
So that's a good. It's a good thing we stopped and talked about that because that
Mm.
makes it that much easier to lay these things out.
Yeah. I can hear something
Yeah.
pinging at my
Let me
end.
write this down.
Can you hear it?
Oh yeah, I can
I
hear.
don't know if I don't know if I can do it. I'm looking
Okay.
and looking, looking, looking. Da, 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 da. No, I don't know who's pinging me. It shouldn't last. It's just, I don't want to interfere with what's set up now on my computer. So put up with the odd ping.
What's that?
All right.
Alrighty. So it's going to be a tech company that programs the tech and builds the product and the housing of components.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to give us at least three different, completely different sections in this company, which could be literally three different buildings.
Yeah.
and I think I'm going to set it up for 3 buildings. It might be easier to do that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, especially since I mean, you don't want the programming and stuff like that anywhere near the product building and stuff like this, because then the possibility of dust and garbage and stuff getting in,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got to have basically static free areas to do the tech work, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And to keep the actual tech components themselves clean, so there is no interference and there is no problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But actually, the two, when they're building the physical product,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The tech and building of the product could be in the same place, but uh, uh, the housing of components where they're actually manufacturing the products, that would
Mm-hmm.
have to be a completely different building altogether.
Yeah.
So we could get away with 2 buildings, and that just means one less location, like
Mm-hmm.
physically, when you come down to doing the shooting and stuff.
Okay.
But this is going to give us a real head start into getting into that part. And I think we're going to have to sit down and actually do some work with that
Mm.
before we start setting it out into script. For just for the
Yeah.
simple fact that um, we'll probably have to do up a blueprint, because we're going to
Mm.
need a blueprint anyway. But I mean, just so we can describe as we're going which way they're going, to what doorway, to down which
Mm.
hallway, to which room, stuff like that. We have to have
Mm.
a bit of a core idea of where it is we're moving and
Yeah.
what locations are available, what those
Mm.
locations are called,
Mm.
right? So let's do that. Building 1 is the actual, that
Okay.
would be the front office and
Uh-huh.
where they do the programming of the tech, right?
Okay. I just want to get up the outline. I want to see that. I've got it at my end, so
Okay.
I'll be able to see what comes next. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
Downloads.
All right. So building 2 is okay. We need manufacturing.
There it is. What's the date? Yeah, that would be the 20th? Oh no.
What's
Uh,
that?
what month is it? It's January.
Yeah, it's the 24th. Well, okay, it'll shortly be the 25th here.
Yeah, well, 25th still here
Hmm.
where I am. Yeah. And 26th is Australia Day. That's when it's all going to blow up for.
Yeah, I know that.
Uh, don't even want to talk about it. It's too deadly, eh? You know. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Yeah, they have it. I got dates here. Oh, there we are. 28th of the
yeah,
12th,
right at the top of page 2.
21st of the 12th. I'm looking for a January drop. That's
Mm.
not final
Oh,
draft.
okay, then it would have been
That would have been close to it. It didn't really change it much after that. Okay. Oh, I know. It's on Word. I've saved it to Word.
yeah, that would have been dated January 17th.
A week from now. Hey, before.
Yep. All right, so
Whatever.
building 2 is going to have manufacturing, it's going to have assembly line, it's going to also
Mm,
have work office.
yeah.
Okay, so outside, I guess we'll have a third building for one for storage and shipping.
Mm,
And we're going to obviously have hmm, we're gonna have a building that's gonna have the electrical. So it'll also
uh,
have the tech, like the
uh-huh.
physical Wi-Fi coming through, stuff like that, along with the electrical. Um, Give me a minute. I'll think of what it's called.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Don't worry. I'll think of it. When I least expect it, it'll be there. That's
Yeah.
what always happens.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking of is because I know that we're gonna have to have Sean um, take the boss aside
Mm-hmm.
um, where they're not being
Mm,
tracked. Where it's a dead electronic zone or whatever,
mm-hmm.
in order to talk to him and to see if he's heard anything about Michael, stuff like this,
Mm,
that kind of thing. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it in the office. He's going to do that in a
yeah.
place where he knows they can't be recorded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because at this time or this place, as it's set up, um, just asking questions
Mm,
about someone who has disappeared might put you in that same predicament.
yeah.
So
Well,
this is the way he's actually thinking,
mm,
right?
yeah.
Just simply
Yeah.
because you know,
Mm-hmm.
he can't, he doesn't know who's actually on his side. When Sean goes into work, he doesn't know, but he has run into at least one guy on the floor
Mm-hmm.
that's saying, "What's it to you?" You know,
Okay.
raising a red
Mm,
flag there for Sean. Like, yeah, maybe I better be a little bit more circumspect when I'm asking these questions.
yeah.
Like, wait a minute, we've got some ringers in here,
Got it.
and that way it'll be so sorry, everybody. We're gonna have to figure out some of this stuff offline
Mm,
before we
mm,
can lay it out for you here online.
mm.
So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
blueprint this baby and find out what we've got where. Should make for an interesting layout. So, what do you think, Kaz? Do you think that'll work to our advantage?
Yes.
Uh huh. I think so.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm. Good to
just for
me,
the
mate.
simple, yeah, and I mean just for the simple fact of time is why
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that all on here because number one, I don't draw very good, so
Mm,
doing up a blueprint might
yeah.
seem weird. And yeah, I wouldn't want to give up that information ahead of time. We'll just lay it out in the script form and take it from there. But when it comes to
Uh-huh.
actually having the script made, there's the blueprint or as close to it, and see if we can find a place that's laid out like that or literally, knock up, do a knock
Mm-hmm.
up and
Mm-hmm.
build your own sets.
Mm,
So
yeah.
because there's different options when it comes to that.
Mm,
Or just simply changing a direction because
yeah.
direction isn't going to be that important. The important thing is going to be it's in a separate building,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's going to be
Yes.
the important part.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it may just end up being, there's a building of 4 floors or something like this, and well, okay, the bottom is the shipping and warehouse, right?
Yeah.
The next floor is the manufacturing,
Yeah.
and the floor above it is for assembly, you know,
Mm,
and then you've
yes.
got offices. The offices are up on the top floor,
Mm-hmm.
which is usually the way they're done. And until you've got the
Yeah.
shop
Yeah.
office and you've got the
Yeah.
warehouse office, there
Mm-hmm.
you know how it goes.
Mm, yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
That was. Yep.
Yeah, so it all a lot of it just depends on what kind of um, what kind of place can be found to actually do the filming in specifically, and then you tweak your script a little bit to realign those areas with what you're going
Mm-hmm.
to be doing in actuality.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing right there.
Mm,
But I mean that's a minor thing to change
gotcha. Yes.
because I mean then it would just be interior floor one, floor two, floor three, or
Mm.
manufacturing floor, whatever.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can picture that.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. But even myself though, I can totally picture having it being
Mm.
separate buildings and all of them are single story.
Yes. Yeah. It's no futuristic kind of building. Because this time is
No,
in the
not really. The
present.
place the place that's actually making
Just
the parts
establishing.
and
That's all I'm
components
doing.
wouldn't likely be the most advanced building. The offices might
Yeah.
be
Mm.
because that's your show place, right?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Your office, your head, your office to the public is your
Mm.
showroom.
Mm. Yes, the showroom's good. I see that everywhere in the
Hmm.
world, wherever I go.
Yeah.
The foyer looks great. Get to the room. Ah, that's a bit crappy. Experience.
Well,
Really
yeah, but
nice,
but again,
plush
you
foyer.
never know. I mean, it could look crappy as
That is
heck,
true
but
because I,
once you
yep,
go through those doors over there,
hold
then
the
you see
door.
the real stuff, right?
Mm. Yeah, I'm kind of like it. I've
Yeah,
experienced
it
both.
could go your way.
Shabby foyer, room, fantastic. Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
I've bitten off
or you could
crack, I
have a
know that.
super,
But
yeah, or you
yeah.
could have a super bling office, and but once you go
So,
through those doors, everything is a total mess.
so we can write whatever we want to, in other words,
Yes, we
either
can.
way. Yeah.
I mean, it could simply just be controlled chaos, you know?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Chaos. da, da, da.
I think maybe that's kind
Madness,
of.
chaotic. Uh, Damn, what's going to happen next? Oh my
I think.
God, you know.
I think that
And
should be kind
Michael,
of.
and oh, oh man, I wasn't expecting this, you know. I thought I was employed for that, but what, you know?
Yeah, I think that would be a kind
That's
of.
just one scenario. Sorry, carried away there. Okay. Back to reality.
I think. I think that controlled chaos should be where Michael is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking the opposite way too. Yeah. I After I said it, I thought, wait a minute, you can reverse all this.
Hmm.
Some sort of cold reality. He works among chaos and all of that tech stuff, whatever he does. And
Hmm.
when he goes up to the next level after being masked, after this, after that, and then the cold, hard reality is something he didn't expect, doesn't want, and endangers the whole town. We did talk about something about that, didn't we? All the people in the town are in danger, so we have to put the clock on, and at some stage or other, not yet because it's too soon. But yeah, I'm kind of like imagining all this stuff, which may or may not happen.
Well, yeah, exactly. A lot of it's going to depend on how we decide to,
Yeah, exactly.
um, the essence we decide to give to each scene,
Mhm. Yep. And
and how
that's the
that's going to
beauty of
weave into the next
screenwriting,
one.
story writing. That's how it works. You
Mm-hmm. That
imagine
is
all of
exactly
this
how it
and
works.
that scenario, another one, and then you choose something completely different, or love one, or hate the other. That's an acceptance of it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
It has to fit
basically,
into what's coming. Yeah.
yeah. Well, if you want to be a writer, you have to be prepared to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
Lots of decisions. Every single
Mm.
thing you put in here is a decision that you have to make.
But 100%, yes.
And that comes right down to choosing a word.
Yeah. I was just thinking about a lot of people write a log line, they know their story, but I still can't do that. And I don't want to, and I guess that's why I don't. But
Well,
if
I've.
I could sit there for a year and try and figure out, like, what's the story going to be about and write it down word for word, but I can't do that because I'm too impatient, number one, and I get my ideas as I write and change and have an open mind for everything that could possibly happen to your protag, your antag, and all the rest of it, and all the little bits in between. So, yeah.
Well, this one here, all of the other ideas that I have, they all have either a tagline or a log line.
Mm,
This one being that I had thought of it years ago and just threw the
yeah.
idea into a folder. Um,
Mm.
it never it's
Eventuated
newer.
from
It's a newer idea,
yeah.
and I
Anyway.
just never did get to writing a log line or a tagline on it.
Mm. Well, I mean, when have I ever done a log line?
Here we go.
I think I did once when I was doing the courses, and that donkeys years ago. When I was told to do one, back in 2004, I think. Before that, and 2004, whatever,
There we go. Here's a
2000,
tagline.
2005.
Here's a
Anyway, it
tagline
doesn't
for you.
matter. Mm.
Where
How
were where were
and
you when the
Cheryl?
AI died?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a
We're working
tagline.
on
That's
another AI story too.
yeah, but I mean that's one.
I won't say
That's
the
hard.
title. Someone might use it. That one, the AI one. the fantasy one. You
The
get a bit
alternate
like
would
that
be,
after a while.
I know, but the alternate would be, where were you when humanity won?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yep. Oh, God, this is a hard chair. I'm not at home. I don't have my desk and my chair, whatever they call it these days. I don't know. The thing that you sit on.
Yeah, well, that'd be called a chair.
I'm going crazy here. Ah, ah, yeah.
Yeah, but at least at home you have a proper computer chair.
Yeah, yeah. This one's bigger. What I'm using is a bench in a hotel room, for God's sake. And it's bigger than my desk, or longer. And I love it. I thought, huh, what a new desk when I get back home, if I ever do. I don't know what's going to be. I'm
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
going to Malaysia next for I don't know how long. And then I'm going somewhere else after that. And it depends on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I figured we're.
Did you close that or did something go
Yes, I
wrong?
did. Yes, I figured we're not going to get any more done on it tonight
No,
because
I'm
there's other
here,
stuff
so
we
we're
have to
yapping
do.
on, so whatever.
Yeah, so I figured, okay, we got to figure this out. So I mean, figuring out taglines won't
Yeah,
hurt,
we
and
can talk through the week if you want. Would you like that?
hmm, pardon me.
I think we should work on this part, what we're going to do next, through the week,
Yes.
midweek, you and I.
Yeah. 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 It might take
Like last week.
yeah, or we kept missing each other. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, day, night, time zones, all that crap, hard to control. But we always meet what is it here? Sunday
And Sunday for
morning
you?
here and
Well, yeah,
Saturday
and
night
it's
in Canada,
yeah,
which is
well, it's
what you're
five
on.
5 minutes after midnight here.
Yeah, yeah. I got here at 10 a.m. and I struggled out of bed and I'm going, oh, oh, yeah, that's right. We have, podcast to do.
Yeah,
So I always wake up then. I was here an hour early today.
nice.
Don't ask me how or why, because I'm a night owl like you, like Orlando. We're both
Y-
night owls. So,
Yeah, which makes it kind of weird.
mm, what is?
Well, that we're both night owls, but
I
we kind
know.
we kind of meet at that in between point.
That's that's what I was thinking. I thought, no, I'm not going to say that because I'm going to get mixed up saying it.
Well,
Sounds
no, but I
like it
mean,
is
you're just
in
when
my
you
head.
get up is the perfect time. So we've got a few hours before I'm hitting the
Yeah,
sack,
yeah. I'm
and that
always
works
amazed
out
that
well.
I see morning because I don't normally. 12 o'clock. Oh, wake up. One
Well,
o'clock.
but then of
11
course,
a.m. Yeah.
also when we get into really writing a script together, when we're working together,
That's
and
different.
and and
Yeah.
make something out, um, then we just adapt a little bit. I'll go to bed a bit
Oh,
later. She
yeah,
gets up a little
yeah,
bit earlier, and
yeah.
we just do our hours and get
It
everything in
depends.
and done.
That's right. Yeah. And depends what country I'm in.
Yes, it
So
does very much.
that kind of
Yep.
how we have to, every time I move somewhere, go
Hmm.
somewhere.
Yeah,
It's
but we
like,
always
okay, let's
manage it.
synchronize. What?
Yeah, but
Some are
we
good,
always
some are
manage it.
bad. Yeah,
It's
but
not
we
it's
manage.
really not hard to do when you come right down to it.
No problem at all. We always adapt and
Oh
no
yeah.
complaints. We
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Mm,
If I
yeah,
get in here like, 5 hours earlier or something like that, I ain't got
yeah.
no problem with
I've
that.
written that into our book, No Way Home. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, Yeah, I couldn't help it. Yeah. I even got Brody in there, our mate. G'day, Brody, if you're watching, which you're probably not, but anyway.
Well, you never know.
Got some funny stuff in there.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. There is. There's some really cool stuff in there and some freaky stuff in there in that
Yeah.
book. It's
I'm about
that
to
was
get it
scary times,
published.
man.
Yeah. I've done another edit run on that too
Good.
uh, last week. So
Yep,
I
yep,
got
yep.
about I got about four, I think, projects running concurrently at the
Hmm.
moment. So. But
And I've
No
got
Way Home is the one that will interest, well, I was going to say travelers, but it's nothing to do. It's just the accidental COVID sufferer. I don't know. Caught in a pandemic, locked out of your country, locked in, locked out. I had a 6 month lockdown in a foreign, strange country which never knows one word of English. And then there's a randy taxi driver. That's
well,
a lot
yeah,
of
and then
fun
there's
stuff.
trying to
And
get
there's a murder in it, and they thought I was a murderer, and I thought they're all talking French. It's like the Pink Panther.
yeah, yeah,
Five
yeah.
French um, police, all
French
with
French
guns.
foreign legion.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
said, "Oh no, that's next door. Try him." It's so funny. And that was New
But the
Year's
hard part,
Day
I
on
know, but the hardest part,
2021.
I think, like at least me being here, not being able to do anything to help you, was
Mm.
you trying, like, literally trying to stay ahead of countries that are going to lock down, and you trying to get to another country
Oh,
where they're not
yeah,
locked down,
that's right. Everything
before you're
changed.
stuck again, and then and then you're going to be way beyond the time that's allowed for you to be in that place.
Yeah, the time zones. Yeah, you know when you get a visa and you go to another country, or you're allowed to stay in the Schengen zone. In Europe, you can stay for 90 days, but then you must get out. This is my example.
Yeah, but what
And
if you're in
everything
lockdown?
has a time limit. Has a time limit. And while the world is closing down, it was difficult for me to keep in tune with their time zones, not the time zones, their how the duration I can stay in their country.
Hmm.
So I always had to move on, and those rules never bent when it was going through the COVID thing and they had lockdowns and all that. I was being a foreigner, I was still going to get in trouble for staying, and yet there were no flights,
You
and
had
they
no
were
option.
cancelled. Yeah, it was just incredible.
Yeah, or you
And
were
and
locked, or you were simply locked down. You couldn't go anywhere
well, I
by
was
their
lucky.
own
I was
laws.
in Yeah, lucky I was in Georgia. Not
Hmm.
the state, the country
Hmm.
next to Russia, and that has a whole year where I could legally stay. And I thought
Yes,
I
that
would.
was where the worst was. Well, that was where you had the
Yeah,
easiest
yeah.
time of it.
Then I got sick when I arrived, of course. I lived
Hmm.
in a hotel room, and then everything was taken away from me. All the normal things in everyday's life. And it was incredible. That's
Well,
when
yeah.
they
Well,
had the
everything effectively
introduction.
shut down.
The world shut down, everything shut down. You're not allowed out. Couldn't go to the
Yeah.
shop. The shops were shut. Everything, restaurants were
But
shut.
this is
Everything was shut.
yeah.
Taxis stopped. Everything.
Right, but this is all in the book that Kaz is
Oh
finishing
yeah.
editing
Oh,
right now.
yeah. I forgot
So
about
we
that.
don't want to say too much because
No.
it's better if you read the whole thing from the beginning, just simply because it
It's a
is one of those
journey,
kind of journeys that is
survival.
just way out there. And I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy, but you know,
It's a true
here's
story
Kaz.
too. No lie.
She toughed it
But
out.
anyway, I will be publishing it. It's called No Way Home. Duh.
Yeah, that's why it's called that. So
Mm,
while you're doing that on the side, I'm also got all four of the movies for Descendant Past
yes.
into book form all
Hmm.
together is one in one book. Boy, does it make a big story. It's good. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So now I'm just on to the
Well,
final
that's great.
pass on the punctuation, and after that,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for artists, man. I need some cover
Mm,
art done.
yeah. Oh, not now because I don't want to bring it up until I've got the details in front of me, but I'll talk about that maybe next week
Mm-hmm.
if I
Okay,
remember. I
sounds
must
good.
write myself a note. Yeah, for publishing. Not that I know
Mm-hmm.
anything about it, but yeah, that's where Tyra would come in handy with her knowledge. She was
Yeah,
fantastic.
she
And
probably would.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep, yep.
Thank you again. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want.
Oh yeah, and share
Even if
it
you don't
eh,
want,
and
do
share
it.
it all over the place.
Please. Thank you. No, I'm not going to beg. Bugger it. No, I'm not a beggar.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay.
This way, you know, next week we'll be having a lot more of the actual physical writing for you guys. And,
That's
that'll be,
right.
I don't know, it might be
Well,
more fun, it might be less
I
fun,
mean,
I don't know, but hey, we're just setting down into it. Next week we'll be doing a lot of writing.
well, you know me. I'm your time filler. I just made that up.
Yeah, but there's always little ideas in there that get percolating and
I
become
know.
something.
Yeah, yeah. One part, the voice says this, and the mind's going that way. And I'll see you through the week, so we'll
Oh,
figure that
you
out
betcha.
after here.
Sure will.
And that's it. It's all on. It's all been taped.
Yep, we said it. We're doing it.
Yeah,
That's
play
all
that
you're gonna
back.
do.
Mm.
Alrighty.
All right.
So,
Well, thanks everybody,
yeah,
and
good night.
see
Have
you
a good week,
later. Yes,
and we'll see you next
yes,
weekend.
and thank you. Ciao.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.